Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for spending time with me, even if it's just a few minutes a day. We really appreciate when you come by to see what I have to say or what my daily rant is. And I'm going to be honest, at first I wasn't going to do a video today because I didn't really have anything I needed to talk about other than the fact that I no longer have the headphones because, we have found other ways to make videos without me having to wear those bulky things. Now then, this is also going to double as kind of like a test thing, so I'm going to be paying attention to comments closely. And if I start seeing comments like we can't hear you and everything, well then I guess we're just going to have to end this like right now because there's no point in continuing if no one can hear me. But if you can hear me, great. It means the high-tech, super technology that costs like, what, 40 bucks on Newegg, that turns out working. So thank you, rideshare source driver, for confirming that. So that is good. This is good. Now let's get into the controversial topic. So obviously I have an eBay store. I have been very vocal about this. I have shared some success stories. I am continuing to give advice on how to sell on eBay and various reward cards you can use to get you more cash back. Look, right now, eBay is the place to be. Now, I'm going to tell you about an item that I sell, and I know some of you are going to say, uh-oh, you're going to get political. No. What this video is about is something illegal that was suggested on eBay, and not only am I not going to do it, but you shouldn't do it either, and I'm going to tell you why. So, I primarily sell media, like movies and games, books, maybe some old electronics, the occasional Irish dancing dress because my wife used to do that, no longer does it, and have these giant, beautiful dresses that cost a fortune, and she's only going to be getting a fraction of that back. Thus is the way of the world. But one of the things there's a couple things that I am selling right now because it just makes sense to sell them, even if you don't personally believe it. And that is masks and CDC clear plastic cards. We're going to be talking about the latter this time. And look, here's the thing. Even if you don't think the pandemic is real, even if you think this is all hokey, if you've got an eBay store or an Etsy store, sell masks and CDC protection cards. Not because you personally believe in it, or you think it's not effective, or it is effective, but because the markup is great. These plastic sleeves that I probably should have grabbed before I started this live stream, but it's like a badge that you go when you go, like how you go to Comic-Con or a convention, and you take your badge and you put it in like a clear plastic slip and you hang it around your neck. Now, you obviously don't have to hang things around your neck, but this thing is there to protect the card because it's going to be a little important going forward, especially if you live in places like New York City. Well, here's the thing. A pack of 12 of these cost me like $1.50 to buy. And how much are people buying them for? They're buying them for about $15 a set. That means once you factor in eBay's fees and the shipping, I am profiting $10 each time I sell a pack of 12. This is a no-brainer, and they are selling like hotcakes. However, I do occasionally, and when I say occasionally, I mean like once every day because, despite the fact that I'm selling dozens of these things, for every dozen I sell, I get this one question where someone says, hey, does the CDC blank card come with it? I need this many. The answer is no. First of all, it's just the carrier. I'm just selling the plastic carrier. But here's the bigger thing. If I were to be selling blank CDC cards, which the only way I would be able to sell you is if I either obtained them illegally or if I made my own, that puts me in a bad position because it's a very illegal thing to do. You cannot forge government documents, whether it's a driver's license or it's a birth certificate, if it's or your tax returns. If it's any sort of government document that is forged and you are found carrying it, you can get up to 5 years in prison and a $2,000 fine, sometimes a $10,000 fine, entirely depending on what document it is. The CDC card right now, I believe, is a $2,000 fine. And if the person is selling said forged document, well, that person is in significantly more trouble if they do that. So I respond politely. I probably shouldn't be responding politely, but I do. And the standard response is, hi, it does not come with a CDC card. Those can only be obtained from a medical profession after you receive a official vaccination and a doctor signs off on it. I actually even have this in a note so you can copy and paste it, by the way. And I say, not only does it not come with it, you do not want it to come with it, because being in possession of a false or forged CDC COVID-19 vaccination card is punishable up to 5 years in jail and a $2,000 fine. This is the official response I give. And again, I don't want comments like, well, I don't believe in getting the vaccine, so therefore I have to get, no. Does not matter. Does not matter if you don't want to get the vaccine. That's not the issue we're talking about. The issue that we are talking about is that it is illegal to have a forged government document and use it to deceive people. I mean, look, most of the time nothing happens. I never had it, but most people have their fake ID and they go to a bar, and when it's found to be fake, usually the bouncer just simply takes it away, and then you're on your merry way. If that's a cop or security guy and you notice it, a lot worse happens, but most of the time the bouncer just takes it away. So the idea there's a concept for forged documents is almost a foreign one for a lot of people. So they just say, well, I'll just get a forged COVID-19 vaccination card. It is a crime. It is a federal offense. And if caught, especially with what's going on, you will probably have to pay at least a fine, if not go to jail. I think most people will be taking this seriously. So here's the thing. Again, that's kind of not the point. I send this response. This is usually enough for people to back off. But that didn't happen today. Today, somebody asked this, and I copied the response and I pasted it. Same thing. It does not come with a CDC card. It's illegal to have this. You can get 5 years jail, $2,000 fine, yada, yada, yada. Now, here's the thing. I should probably preface this first before we go any further. When people inquire about this, strictly speaking, I am supposed to report it to eBay. And eBay will then report it to the FBI or whoever they do, or they'll just suspend your account. They will just do this because they don't want illegal activity on their site. And when you, by the way, inquire about things on sites like eBay, they keep the emails. You are incriminating yourself if it ever got to a point where law enforcement was involved, because they just have to go to eBay and say, hey, we need emails so that we can have proof that they were inquiring about obtaining forged government documents. eBay will hand it over, and then you are screwed. So not that I think you should do it anyway, but especially don't inquire about legal stuff on eBay, Etsy, Facebook, or Mercari, because guess what? If you ever get in trouble, those emails are stored for life, and they will be acquired by law enforcement if they so choose to, and you will be screwed. So, like now, some people say, well, where do I get it? I don't know. I frankly don't care. I don't encourage it, but don't do it on the internet on a publicly traded company site. They are not going to protect you. You are just going to incriminate yourself. So, but that said, I'm not going to report people who send me these emails. I've got better things to do with my time, because to report them, because if they don't buy something from you, you have to call eBay or you have to use their live chat, and it's not worth it. So I give the standard response. This is illegal what you are suggesting. You don't want it. And I move on with my day. And most people, either they just say thanks and they move on, or they don't say anything at all. But, and this is where today's story comes in. This guy, and it's probably a kid. Well, it's either a kid or it's a very, very stupid adult. Maybe from Chicago. I don't know. Oh, no, that's not fair to Chicagoans. There's a lot of good Chicago. Maybe from Florida. Because right now I'm not too happy with a lot of people in Florida right now. But they responded, thanks, sheep. Oh, I really hate it when you do juvenile stuff like that. So I responded, and just to let you know, you don't want to be inquiring about this on eBay, because eBay stores your emails. And if I decided to report you to eBay, eBay will not only likely suspend your account for even asking about this, they will probably turn this information over to the FBI, because they don't want to be dealing with things like this. So because he decided to have an attitude with me, it's like I have a stronger response. Now, granted, I'm still not doing anything right now, but you know what? I don't really like it when people on eBay give me attitude. I'm not going to lie. It's a pet peeve of mine. So I'm going to give a strong response. I'm still not officially doing anything, but it's like, hey, buddy, do you realize that you are screwing yourself right now? This is me officially warning you to stop, to grow some humility. Don't do this, because this can very well put you in a very bad position you do not want to be. So the person obviously learned his lesson. He apologized, said he will not do it again. He's very remorseful. And he, no, of course he didn't do that. We wouldn't have a story if that's what he did. No. He responded, I have the right as an American, I can almost see him saying that, like, I have the right as an American to ask questions. I actually don't have the right to inquire about obtaining forged and illegal government documents. That is not a right you have, but this guy apparently seems to think it is. And he's like, much like you have the right to report me if you so choose. Are you serious? Did this person take stupid pills this morning? Are you nuts? He's basically daring me to turn him in. So, you know what? Fine. I mean, and by the way, I don't normally comment during these live rants about the comments, but source driver said the FBI has the rights to ask questions too. I think that is a very appropriate rebuttal. But the thing is, at this point, the conversation's over. I tried to warn you to be nice. I tried to warn you this is not a path you want to take. I am almost certain I am not the first person he has asked. So, now that he's dared me, all of a sudden, this has become worth my time. So, I get eBay customer support on the phone. I call them. And someone picks up, and by the way, eBay customer support, at least this person, they seem to come from America. So we totally understood each other. I told them the situation. And the eBay representative said, yeah, that is not allowed on our site. It's like, what is the person's username? And I gave it to them. And she went through the emails. She's like, okay, we're going to do something about this. Now I asked, and I knew I probably wasn't going to get an answer on this one, but I said, so, before we hang up, can you tell me if he's been doing this for a while? And she said, I can't really tell you that. All I can say is there's enough to suspend his account. And we are going to, at the very minimum, be suspending his account, and I am going to put this claim to the higher-ups, whatever that means. So I hang up. I wait 5 minutes. I go back to the eBay messages. I click on his username. And by the way, this guy whose feedback was well over 5,000 feedbacks. This person's been on eBay for a while. They've either bought a lot of stuff or they've sold a lot of stuff. If they've sold a lot of stuff, they're probably really going to regret this decision. But that account no longer existed. It took them less than 5 minutes to suspend that person's account. Now, are they going to escalate to the FBI or the police? I don't know. Honestly, I'd be a little doubtful if they did. I don't know if it's worth their time. I think it's just much easier to suspend this person than to actually reach out to, anyone in law enforcement or government. They probably don't care that much, but they at the very least want to at least show that if the topic comes up, that they got the person off the platform to the best of their abilities. So, what is the lesson to be mined from this little story, if you will? Well, there's a few lessons. First of all, again, forged documents are illegal. To inquire about them, to buy them, to possess them, you can face jail time and a fine. Now, again, I know a lot of people are saying, well, I don't want the vaccine forced upon me. You know what? That's fine. Stay home then. If a business establishment is going to require that you have this to get in and you don't want to get it, you must go somewhere else. I mean, it's not an excuse that if you want to do something and you don't have the right paperwork, that you are just going to get fake paperwork. And this applies for anything. When you want to go to a bar and it's like, oh, I left my driver's license at home, but trust me, I'm over 18, I'm over 21, doesn't matter. Don't have paperwork, we're not serving you a drink. Oh, I want to go to Mexico and, or Canada. Like, we'll use Canada as a better example. Oh, I forgot the passport. Okay, well, you're not coming to Canada. You don't go and you make a fake passport then. That you will go to jail for that and pay a fine. So this is like any other government document. If you're thinking about doing it just because you're going to stick it to the government, don't, unless you are fully prepared to get caught and face those consequences. And here's the thing, 5 years, it doesn't sound like a lot of time. It is a lot of time. And like if you live to like 62, which is the average life age, I will probably live to 62, then yeah, you don't want to spend 5 years of your life in a jail cell. You probably don't. I mean, who knows? Maybe you get to jail and you enjoy it. I don't know. More power to you if that's the case. But you don't want to do that. Second lesson to take from this. If you are going to try to do this, don't do it on sites like eBay. Because any message you send is stored. And if it ever gets to the point where you are caught doing it, not only will your account be suspended, but you will... Well, the FBI or whoever is prosecuting you, they will call the company. They will gladly hand over that information. You are just incriminating yourself. And again, do you want to spend 5 years on this just to stick it to the government? Maybe you do. It's totally up to you. If you do, I definitely want to know what your reasoning is below. Although, please have at least a picture for your avatar. I mean, don't be just like this random Spark Boy 3285, because I know you're just a troll at that point. So, and then the third lesson, and this is really kind of important for anything you do on eBay. Be nice to the sellers. Because here's the thing, let's just ignore the fact that this guy was asking me to do something illegal. Let's ignore that for just 1 second. If you're rude to the eBay sellers, they are incentivized to report you. If you ask them a question and they give you an answer they don't like and you move on, guess what? Nothing's going to happen. eBay sellers are too busy selling things to be bothered with you. But if you're rude to them, call them names, goat them on, say, hey, report me if you want. Just report me. I don't care. Well, you might find that you are going to care, because at that point, you've gotten into a pissing contest. And here's the thing, never get into a pissing contest. Because you know who wins in a pissing contest? The person who has the most power wins in a pissing contest. In that case, in this particular case, it was me, because I'm the seller. I am the seller, and you are the one, or not you, but this is the guy that is inquiring about something that is very illegal. So don't upset that person, because they know how to get to you. They can get your account suspended very easily. You might even find that you are facing legal precautions because you insulted the eBay seller. Don't insult the eBay seller. Move on. Just do something else. And in fact, even if you're not requesting something illegal, don't insult the eBay seller, because if you're rude to them, that is against eBay's policy anyway. If you start calling them names and things like that, the eBay seller might be motivated to report you, and you will still get a suspension on your account, even if you just say if you write to the seller, well, you're a thief and you're a jackass and you should not be charging $50 for that Phil Collins vinyl. Well, you know what? I decided I wanted to charge $50 for that Phil Collins vinyl. If it doesn't sell, that's on me. That is not your concern. Yes, this actually happened. It's a different story, obviously. But, obviously report that person, because it's like, just if you want something, come in and say, this is my offer. Will you accept it? Don't say, dude, you're ripping people off, right? I'll give you $50. No, that's not going to work. And maybe I should actually start sharing some of these conversations that I have with buyers who think that belittling the eBay seller is going to get them the item that they want at the price they wanted. It is not going to happen. It just won't. So, final recap. 1, don't inquire about illegal government forged documents. 2, don't do it on a publicly traded site like eBay, Mercari, Amazon, Etsy, Facebook, whatever, because those emails are stored and you can self-incriminate. And 3, be nice to the eBay sellers, because the eBay sellers are motivated to get your butt suspended if you talk to them mean. That's it. Those are the lessons to learn from this. Anyway, are you going to heed advice? And hey, just a question. Do any of you out there have eBay or Etsy accounts where you sell things like this and you've run across, buyers asking you to do less than ethical things? Really, for anything for that matter. I would love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. And as always, flame responsibly. Let's reach over and end this live stream.